What a murky place. Probably morally as well as, literally murky water. It's actually very reflective water.
Kazimir Stasek. He's been a good source of info on a couple of minor cases I had here in the city. Hello, my friend.
Ah, Mr. McPherson. And how are you this dark evening?
I can't complain. And how's my favorite boy in blue?
Besides my eye and this horrible murder, everything's fine.
Wow, you have huge hands. He's like a cartoon character next to, old McPherson here.
I imagine you don't have anything more to give me?
This time I'm afraid I have nothing for you, my friend. Everyone is more or less at a loss.
You don't mind if I ask you a couple of questions anyway?
Of course not.
How long has this been going on?
It started about 3 weeks ago. You didn't hear about it until now?
No, I wasn't in town. I just got back. I was working a case outside the city. Someone called me to see if I could come back and help.
Ah, the very beautiful Miss Ida Skalikova, I presume?
Good guess. She's worried for her friends. I told her I'd see what I could do. Can you tell me about your new boss?
Inspector Yuri Skalnik. He was given the case and got temporarily assigned to this district. He has a good reputation, but he doesn't share much information with us. He keeps to himself a lot.
What? He doesn't trust you?
Honestly, I don't know. Maybe he thinks we're incompetent or something.
Maybe. But he'd be stupid to think so.
Why, thank you, my friend.
Your mouth is pretty incredible. I've never seen one quite like it. Are you doing okay? I mean, he clearly has some sort of physical disease of some kind. Or not disease, but some kind of genetic anomaly. He's a very odd-looking guy with his enormous hands and his mouth that seems to sort of teleport around.
How'd you get the shiner?
Shiner?
Your black eye. How'd you get it?
I didn't even notice that.
I arrested a man last night, and for some reason my eye hit this man's very large fist.
Did you get sucker punched?
Well, a little. My partner didn't have time to warn me. Everything happened so fast. I was helping the woman, and I turned around to see if my partner was okay, and wham! Next thing I knew, I was flat-faced on the sidewalk.
Anything to do with this case?
What did the man do to deserve your undivided attention?
He was harassing a young woman. So I asked him to stop, and then things got out of hand. The police are trying to find this animal. We're a little nervous when a man harasses a young woman these days.
That's understandable. Were all the victims' bodies dumped?
Yeah, I believe so. But then again, I don't have much information, as I said earlier.
Was there ever an eyewitness?
Nope, never.
That's what bothered me the most. How was the killer getting around the city without being seen? Well, I should leave you to your work, and I have to see my client. Thanks for your input.
You're welcome. Be careful.
Will do.
It's an interesting narrative device switching between these two suspects. Or what am I saying? Switching between these two characters. My mind's just in a crimey kind of place. In this grimy kind of place. There's a woman over there. I think that's a woman. Hard to tell from here. Actually, no, it's not. Clearly it's a woman. You can't blame me for being a little uncomfortable, though, seeing a woman down here by the waterfront where...
My Ida.
Wait, that's a different woman.
In all of Eastern Europe. She's my angel and the love of my life. I met her on a small case I was working. She used to dance in the neighborhood cabaret. She was involved with the married man I was following. It was love at first sight. Hey, look at you all dolled up. Hi, sweetheart.
I don't like it when you call me that.
Oh, wait a minute.
I didn't call you a doll.
Oh, so it's not the one I
you
read.
Never mind, I'm sorry.
Good. Now have you talked to that useless inspector?
Yes, I have. And I didn't get much from the meeting.
He really is pretty useless. At least when it comes to working with us.
Are you going to help us?
Of course I will. Was there really any doubt?
No, but you never know. When do you want to settle this, now or later?
No, I don't want money, Ida.
Nonsense, you will accept our money. How much do you charge?
Okay, listen. We'll settle this after the case, all right?
Do you promise? Because we'll feel insulted if you don't accept our money.
What was I supposed to do? Take money off these women? That's the last thing I wanted to do. Yes, I promise. I will charge you at the end of the case. Yeah, right. What was her name?
Who?
The victim's name?
Oh, her name was Frantiska.
Were you close to her?
Not as much as Melina, but yes, I knew her.
Did she ever talk about a regular client or someone special?
Not that I know of.
Do you think Melina can answer a few questions?
I guess. Let me ask her. Melina?
Yes?
This is my friend, the one I told you about. He's here to help us catch the man responsible. Do you think he can ask you some questions about Frantiska?
Okay.
I'll wait for you up the stairs, okay?
Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Hello, Melina. My name's Gus McPherson. I'm here to help stop this from ever happening again.
I thank you, sir. Not a lot of people would help women like us.
You are marginalized, folk. Also, our name is McPherson, not Macpherson. My apologies, everyone. I don't mean to disrespect them. I mean, clearly this has got a lot of experience. Oh, wait a minute. This is the case where he met Grandma, right? I guess so.
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about Frantiska?
No, that's fine.
How long have you known Frantiska?
Well, I've known her for a long time. We met in the orphanage when we were just little girls. Her parents had died in a terrible accident. We became very close. We both left the orphanage never to return. We never liked the sisters. Ever since we left, we tried to survive on the streets, even changing cities. But we kept coming back here.
Did she ever talk about someone new or special?
No, it was not her style. Frantiska would rarely take new clients. She had regulars and enough to allow her to survive. She would only take complete strangers if she absolutely needed to. Apollina is more like that. She always has a new rich client.
Huh. So, maybe the murderer was somebody she knew.
Did she ever have a client that had been violent with her?
No, she only had clients she trusted.
How about you? Have you had any trouble with any of your clients?
No, I'm like Frantiska. I have only regular clients. If I'm on the streets, it's because I'm keeping my friends company.
Were you close to any of the other victims?
Well, there is one that was a common friend to Frantiska and me. Her name was Agnieszka. No one's found her. She just disappeared one day. We honestly don't know what happened to her. And I knew the others only on a professional level.
Did Agnieszka ever complain about any clients before she disappeared? Or did she ever talk about leaving?
We all talk about leaving. Who wants to live their life like this? But she never complained about anything. Agnieszka was like Apollina. She took on many clients. She left town a lot, but always came back with a broken heart. I hope she did find someone and left this place.
Where can I find this Apollina?
She usually works the park. Rare are the girls who are allowed to enter it. She's very protective of her territory. That's what she calls it anyway. Frantiska and me were allowed in because Apollina knew we didn't take strangers and pretty much had our own regulars. Agnieszka was Apollina's good friend, so she was allowed too. So we all kept each other company in the park. Maybe Apollina knows where Agnieszka is. I don't know.
Well, thank you for answering my questions. It was a pleasure to meet you, even under these unfortunate circumstances.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Mr. McPherson. I thank you for trying to help us.
Trying? I haven't even started yet. If I have any more questions, how may I contact you?
Usually in the park.
Again, thank you.
The way he dresses, hanging out with prostitutes and speaking to them in a compassionate manner. Guy really does seem more like an artist than a detective. I don't blame that police chief for being kinda annoyed with him, though. Testy.
Ida's an angel on Earth. She's the sweetest person I've ever met. I truly believe she doesn't have an angry bone in her body, even with the difficult childhood she had. A stepfather who molested her on a regular basis. Ida is always positive, and she's always willing to help the people who surround her. That's why she hired me to try and help. She has an undying optimism about life in general, and I love her for it. Hey,
How is she?
she's okay, I guess, under the circumstances.
I'll go talk to her after.
Tell me, where can I find Emil Corona?
Who's he?
He's the coroner working the case. I need to ask him a few questions. Skalnik said he worked in an old chapel. Do you know where it is?
Yes, I'll mark it on a map.
I don't need a map. Just tell me where it is.
What is it with men and directions? Take this map, it'll help you. I marked the location of the old chapel. It's not far from here.
Okay, thanks, sweetheart. How have you been? I mean, are you feeling better?
Yes, a little. It's not as bad as when you left for your case.
Okay. I have to see this Corona. I want you to stay off the streets as much as possible. Never walk around alone.
Yes, I know you've told me 100 times. I am careful.
Okay, I'll ease up on you. You be careful.
I will. Now go.
Issue is, you're on your own right now. But anyway, what I said about the police chief, it's not because I think that, McPherson's a bad guy or anything. It's because that, he's just some private investigator. A lot of professionals would probably see him as some kind of annoying and uppity, sleazy guy. But I guess we know better. So here's the old chapel, and there's the park. Well, I guess we should probably see the coroner first. So, to the old chapel.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you at your post?
Well, you told me to.
Never mind. Do you have any news, at least?
Yeah, the American is talking to the girl's boss.
So, he thinks he can move in on my women, huh? Well, my friend, if you ever see him, you may explain things to him.
Explain what?
Use that brute force of yours, you idiot!
Okay, boss.
I truly miss your brother. He was the smart one.
Yeah, I miss him too. Why can't we get him out?
Because I'd probably get arrested too, you moron! That's all Skalnik wants anyways. I have a feeling he will blame me for all these murders. Why am I telling you this? Go back to your post. You see the American? You can rough him up.
Okay, boss.
I better steer clear of the big guy. The scrawny-looking guy was probably Ottokar Kubina. Who can forget that name? Anyways, he was the pimp of the neighborhood. He worked out of this little lingerie shop, which acted as a front, of course. He owned a couple of joints in the district, including the cabaret where Ida used to work. I think he never forgave me for stealing Ida from that dive.
So that big guy we saw wasn't a cop, huh? At least that was just a pimp and not the coroner, right? Where's the chapel? Well, I don't think we should, go talk to him. But I am curious how he'd react if we tried to.
I better straighten things out with him later. I have other things to do.
I figured he wouldn't bother. You see, this is why prostitution should be legal. Then there'd be some kind of regulation on these kinds of sleaze bags. What the heck? Well, so that's the lingerie shop where it's actually, a brothel. It's odd that it's just called lingerie, but hold on. Yeah, this is where I meant to go. Where were we just now? Well, anyway, so yeah, this is the old chapel, huh? It's enormous. Why is he working out of this building, though? Seems rather peculiar, doesn't it? For a police operation to be operating out of this old chapel? Gothic looking, isn't it? Not as in Gothic architecture, it's nothing like that. But rather in the sense of that, the castle of Cagliostro is Gothic. Oh, wait, see? Corpses.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
A religious man. Hope God's on our
This place had
side.
a metallic smell of blood and the stench of rotting flesh. This old chapel had been converted into an autopsy room. Now blood dyed its floor. Hello, Mr. Corona. My name's Gus McPherson. I'm a detective that was hired to help my client... Hello? Sir? Hello?
Huh? What are you doing here? I thought I'd locked the door. Where is my cone? What are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack?
Sorry, Mr. Corona.
Who are you and how do you know my name?
Like I said earlier, I'm Detective McPherson. Inspector Skalnick told me that I could ask you a few questions.
If Skalnick says it's okay, then it's okay.
Can you walk me through your observations of this victim?
Okay. The cause of death is like the others. The cut to the throat.
It can't be the multiple stab wounds or the evisceration itself?
No, I'm pretty sure of that.
What makes you so sure?
The one before her. The one we found in the park. She was killed in the same spot she was found. It was clear that it was the wound to her throat that killed her. The rest was probably done after.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
Because not much blood was coming from the other wounds. The heart was still beating when the throat was cut. I could tell by the amount of blood that had poured from the throat wound.
Huh. That makes sense.
So you weren't sure about the cause
think.
of death until you saw the victim in the park?
Well, I had my doubts, but when I saw her, yes, she made things more clear.
And the same killer would use the same brutal techniques.
Precisely.
Does the victim in the park have any other differences from the rest of the victims?
Yes, the cut to her neck indicates an attack from behind. The rest, including this one, were attacked from the front. If only I had the other body, I could show you the difference.
That's okay. Really, I trust your judgment.
He's eccentric and hard of hearing, but, I guess he knows his work.
You don't have the body, but maybe you have a file on the victim from the park?
Sure. The man who was supposed to come and get the file never showed up.
What man?
Skalnick's errand boy. He comes to get the files I make for each victim. He still hasn't come to get the one from the park.
Ah, I see. Well, I'll take Inspector Skalnick's file if you don't mind.
No, I don't really care.
Seems rather unprofessional, but then again, so does Skalnick.
Where do you keep your files?
In my safe over there. I could never remember my combination, so I wrote it on a piece of paper. I think I lost it somewhere.
Great.
What happened to your hearing, if you don't mind my asking?
What? That's so
It
rude.
happened in the Great War. I was a medical aide. I would get the wounded from the trenches to the temporary hospital. One day we saw a wounded soldier in no man's land. We rushed to him, and a mortar shell exploded on my partner. I survived, but with hardly any hearing left.
So that's where you got your experience?
Yeah, mostly. Ironically, the war ended 3 weeks after the shell exploded.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
I like how he must have been thinking, I really do need to ask about the hearing. It can't just be that he's old. So a missing note with the combination on it, huh? Could be at the desk, but it doesn't look like we're interested in that. Huh? Oh, wait, no, that's how we go down here. Never mind. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. Here we go.
These were installed recently.
What are they, sinks? It makes sense. This place was probably only converted to a dissection room recently. They wouldn't have needed the sinks in here before. Glad we're no longer in the era when doctors scoffed at the idea of washing their hands. Okay. What a bizarre safe. We have these sort of rune-looking things. Oh hey, that one's a kanji. Hey, actually, this one is also kanji. Well, anyway, yeah? Oh, I see. What a bizarre safe. Really, who the heck designed this thing? Is this some sort of magical alphabet? Well, in any case, we need to find the combination before we're able to just put it in. So he's willing to just give this file to this private investigator he's never met before. But if it's a question of, you know, having the file itself, that needs to be stored in a safe. Okay, whatever.
I hate this part of my job.
You're a more sensitive man than your granddaughter will be.
Not a pretty sight. Poor doll. She never saw it coming. The cut to her throat is very deep. It was definitely a frontal assault.
There are a lot of bad people around. Well, really there aren't. I mean, the number of people who ever become serial killers is almost staggeringly small. Problem is, one person can do a lot of harm. Is that the note? I bet you it is. Old clock, old books, bloody cloths, I guess. I don't know if this is realistic or not, but I expect they would have had different sanitation standards in a police morgue in 1930s Prague. Wait, is this the 30s or the 20s? I don't know. Okay, so let's take a look at our note. So, here it is. There's nothing written on the other side of it. This is the combination. Simple enough. 74821536. So I guess the question is how those strange tiles correspond to this number. Really, this has got to be the most bizarre lock mechanism I maybe have ever seen. So, here we have these number tiles, I guess. So one of these must correspond to each one of the numbers. So what's the correspondence? Well, this one looks like a 15, but I don't think that's what it means. And this is the kanji for 10, but I don't think that's what it means. I think they probably all represent a single digit, since they correspond exactly to the number of boxes here. Yeah, figured it wouldn't be open. That'd be too lucky to be true, huh? So let's consider this. So what's the first one? The first one is ironically 7. So what do we have with these things? What about the number of sides? This one is 1, 2, or how about the number of, like, different lines in each of them? That would mean this is 3, this is 2, but then there's no 1, and we need to have one with 1, so obviously that's not going to be it. Okay, how about the number of sort of... Yeah, the number of, like... Geez, what else could there be? How about the number of corners? So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners. Okay, so clearly that isn't it. How about the number of line intersections? This has 1 line intersection. This has 2 line intersections. This has 3 line intersections. Hey! This has 2 again. Okay, so that's not it. Old-timer, mind telling me how the numbers on your safe work? Guess I shouldn't call you old-timer. It's not very respectful. My apologies.
How does the safe work?
Huh? What? What did you say?
How does the safe work?
Each number is represented by a symbol. And now the trick is, what was it again? Oh, damn. I don't remember.
Great. And you're just gonna, not even gonna try and remember, you're just gonna like, yeah, let me get back to work. Look, what you're doing is important, I get that, but, okay, fine. These people and their esoteric lock mechanisms. Guess some things never change. Okay, let's go for an obvious one. What about the number of lines in any given one of them? So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. This one is 3 lines. This one is 2 lines. But once again, we have the problem. There's none of them that's just 1 line, and we have to have a 1. So what else could the trick be? Is it like the space that the lines don't fill? So maybe, for example... No, that doesn't make any sense either. Like, I was wondering if maybe, say, the space... So take a look at this tile. Maybe this space here could correspond to a number, but no, clearly it doesn't. It looks like the lower part of the letter L. Or maybe the lines themselves look like the lower part of the letter E. But that has nothing to do with this. Okay, so how about this? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. And this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. This one, 2 lines. This one, 1, 2, 3 lines. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. I mean, I feel like I've looked at these in all the ways I can. The number of lines, the shape, and the number of corners. What else could it be? Unless it's a completely non-logical association between them. Which is possible. Wait a minute, look at the clock. Oh, it's stuck. But we have some of the numbers on it. Okay, so this one is 3, and it does look kind of like a 3. This one is 4. That one is 12, though it doesn't look like any of the ones I saw over there. So 3, 6, and 9. Okay, so that gives us something to work from. Which ones correspond to those few numbers, at least? Wait, hold on, this one is here. So this is 12? I guess? So it's useless. But that can't be right, because we have to have one for each of them. There's clearly a slot for each one, but there's no 1, 2 in the combination. There's a 2, 1. Weird. Well, look, so we know for sure that this one is 6. So, that means it goes last. And we know for sure this one is 3, which means it goes second to last. How about this one is 1, because it looks kind of like 1. In which case it goes here, because 5 is supposed to go between it and 3. What other ones could we make a guess about? How about this one is 2, because it looks really vaguely like a 2 if you kind of squint. Although it could actually, it could look like a 5 too. I'm going to say it's a 2. Okay? So if that's a 2, it goes before the 1. Yeah. Right before the 1. And before that is 8. So which one of these might be 8? You could make a case that this is a sideways 8. This is such an arbitrary and stupid method of guessing I'm using. Okay, so if that's 8, the one before 8 is 4. This is a 4, because it has the 4 lines, even though it's the kanji for 10. And then by process of elimination, let's just guess this here and this here.
She was the only
Holy,
victim
it
that had
worked!
been attacked on the spot in the park. Maybe the police had overlooked something. I had to go see for myself.
What an incredibly asinine puzzle. That was so dumb. But then I kinda got it anyway. So, was it really so asinine? Well, in any case, let's go to the park. But first, now that I think of it, here. So her name was Annika Viti. Death was due to her throat being cut. Well, we've already talked about that. Her trachea and carotid artery were severed by a single deep slash with a very sharp knife. She was probably attacked from behind. Great. What a nice guy we're dealing with here. You know, because this one guy has some deep-seated, sick perversions. He's pretty much randomly...
Stay away from women!
Sorry, Mac. I like women too much.
I woke up with a splitting headache. It wasn't the first time my smart-ass mouth got me in trouble.
That pimp's a real waste of skin. Doesn't he get it? Doesn't he get it? I mean, he might be a bad guy, but shouldn't he be helping us? Surely he doesn't want his prostitutes to be murdered. But fine, whatever. So we've got the park and the lingerie shop. Let's go to the park first. This is a park? Man, Prague is not a good place to live. Since we never know when the next surprise attack is going to be from that brute, I'm going to do a bit of saving. Hello, ma'am.
Why, hello there. Nice night for a walk, isn't it?
It's a little too German expressionist for my taste, but I guess one could appreciate it.
Really is an art
Need
guy.
some company?
You must be Apollina, right?
Yes. You've heard of me.
Do you know Inezka?
Yes. Do you want both of us at the same time?
Do you know where she is?
No, I haven't seen her in a while.
When was the last time you saw her?
Hey, do you want a Nezca or me? Are you a cop or something? If so, I'll be very disappointed.
Not exactly. I'm a detective. I was hired by some of your friends.
What friends?
You must know Ida, Melina, and the late Francisca.
Yes, I do, and they are most certainly not my friends.
And you're not afraid for your own safety?
I have all the protection I need from Roman.
Well, at least she's finally dropped the fake seducey voice.
Don't you care that some people you know are dying?
Actually, no. More business for me. We are just whores to the police anyway. Besides, I have all the protection I need from Roman. Now, would you kindly fuck off? You're scaring potential customers away.
Sure, whatever.
Well, if you end up dead, don't say I didn't try to give you some advice. What the heck? Grandpa? Huh? Do you have, like, visions? So here is where the body was and what the park looked like then. And here's the environment now. So there's that fence. Hold on. No, yeah, that ruined building was there before, too. The camera was just a little more zoomed in than our eyes here. Is there any other differences besides the obvious matter of where the body was? I'm not seeing anything. Wait, is that a person there? Might be. Yeah, I don't think there are any other differences. Of course, I could just be missing something. What the? Hear a heartbeat. Does he see a difference I don't? Is that the idea? It's very possible. You know, I'm not noted for being particularly observant. So... I mean, I really am not seeing anything other than literally the position of the body. Oh, you want to look at the fountain?
I like this statue. It reminds me of Ida.
You think of her as an angel, huh?
In the sunlight, this place would be even more depressing.
I think it'd be a little bit beautiful myself. I think there's a kind of beauty to ruin. I mean... strange enough, I know. Still, it's not very safe. This is clearly a bad part of town. So, there really must be something else about this, right? I mean, I'm not seeing anything. It is just a photograph. Sure enough. But the heartbeat stops when we bring this up, so I think that the idea is supposed to be we should look at it. Right, so here's the park. Clearly the angel statue is still there. The lampposts were both still there. There was a lamppost back there too, I think, 'cause it looks like there's some light. And you couldn't see it with this one in the way anyway. The trees are still there, the buildings are still there. I just don't know that there's any important difference we should be aware of. Sure hope Ida's okay. At least she's not out. Right here, I mean. Oh hey, you're still out though. Is that really a good idea? I know that you might want to be alone for a while, but for your own safety, I think it may be imprudent.
Sorry to bother you again, but just to make sure I have all these names down correctly. Aneska is the one that disappeared, and Apollina was her good friend. Frantiska is the one we recently found, and your name's Melina. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
It's just these names that all finish with the letter A. It gets confusing sometimes.
See you around, Melina. I feel like I might have come off as a bit of a jerk there. It's an old city. I'm assuming that old policeman is still here. There's a sign for Coca-Cola. No, they're gone. Maybe there's something here they missed? I mean, probably not. They are cops. Cops might be slow in their investigations, but generally, they're thorough. If anybody's gonna find the man, it's gonna be them. Huh.
No time to go fishing. I have things to do.
Well, you're the one who thought it was worth looking at, not me. I assume that's why the icon turned into a magnifying lens. Oh! Anything? Wait, what? Why can't I
see anything unusual?
Move the... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, if you click on the picture, he looks at the spot in the real life.
See anything unusual?
Okay, so we just need to look at the photo and find the unusual thing. I mean, it's what I was thinking of anyway, but sure. What could it be? I mean, there's the corpse, which is certainly unusual, but not for given the context of a photo of a murder scene.
See anything unusual?
So, but what is there unusual about it? What's different about this park from the one that we can see, from as it is now? Obviously, besides the murdered body. What's there? Is there something sitting there? It looks like it's just the same pipe. Huh? It is written... Oh. That's great. There's no way the police didn't find that, though, but great. Then again, they probably don't care very much about some murdered whore. Think we found what we were looking for. But what are we gonna do with this knowledge? It's not like it told us anything new about the murderer. Other than... Wait, they said they gave the angel their devotion. Does that mean there's something about the angel? Perhaps they slipped a note into it? Can you climb up there? I guess that he did climb up there. There he is doing it. What the hell? The crow was somebody's pet? Specifically that person. I don't like the looks of that person. They look like the, I thought, imaginary top hat man.
Oh my. Has my friend here stolen this from you?
He has, yes.
I cannot help but be embarrassed. You see, I taught him to retrieve shiny objects for me, and he does so remarkably well, don't you think?
Yes, he does.
Being a coachman in an industrialized world is not quite what it used to be.
Well, you're rather creepy. Very sort of animated wiggly fellow.
Who are you?
On good days, as I mentioned earlier, I work as a coachman for the odd tourist or for the prostitutes who want to make their way through the city at a bargain price. On not so good days, my friend, whom you've already met, becomes a thief to help me make ends meet. On bad days, I'm merely reduced to being a homeless bum.
I feel like you kind of already are. Though I suppose this ruin is a home of sorts.
So you know some of the prostitutes around here?
Yes, I do. I've driven them here and there through the city streets. They hire me or their clients hire me, either because I'm cheaper than a taxi or they appreciate the rustic look.
Where are you from, sir? If you don't mind my asking.
I'm from all over Europe, it seems, sometimes. I usually don't stay in one spot for very long, but I've stayed here for a while now. My legs don't allow me to travel very far, I'm afraid. But to answer your question, I'm from London, England.
Do you know any personally?
I knew one personally. On certain occasions we would exchange pleasantries, but most of the time I would just drive. She was very young to be doing what those animals wanted. Her name was Vladana. She was only 16 years old.
She was?
Yes. I haven't seen her in a long time. I fear the worst.
Come now. You used to be a detective, or a cop even, right?
I'm a simple coachman and wish to remain that. I ask you to no longer continue in this line of questioning. Please, out of genuine courtesy.
Very well. You said her name was Vladana. Are you sure it's not Inezka?
Very sure. Vladana reminded me of a girl I once knew as a young man.
Wait a minute. I know I've been complaining about the bizarre mouth animations, but this guy isn't even opening his mouth. I guess I was just so distracted by his gesticulations.
You must surely know about the murders.
Indeed I do. Anyone who lives in this district knows. That is why I fear for Vladana's well-being. May I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Yeah, we don't have anything to hide. Unlike you, who are exceedingly creepy.
Who are you? And why are you so interested in the local problems?
I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Gus McPherson. I'm a private investigator hired by the prostitutes to help stop the murders. They are, for obvious reasons, worried about the situation and have no confidence in the police's competence.
Admirable, Mr. McPherson. Admirable indeed. I have to admit that I have lost all hope in humanity. The things I have seen during my miserable life. You, Mr. McPherson, have restored my faith.
Actually, his lips do twitch a bit when he speaks. He seems to be physically infirm all around. Maybe it's some sort of neurological disease.
Tell me, is it true? Is there a new one that washed up on the shore of the river?
She didn't wash up. Never mind, that's not important. Unfortunately, yes, there is.
Did you see her?
Yes, I did. Don't worry, my friend. Her name wasn't Vladana. She was known as Frantiska.
Thank you, Mr. MacPherson. You've reassured me. You said that the body did not wash up on the shore.
No, she didn't. She was, forgive the expression, dumped there.
How is this possible? There is only one way a man can travel throughout the city without being seen, Mr. MacPherson.
The sewers.
Precisely. He is using them to move back and forth, limiting the possibility of witnesses. I've stumbled on a few underground passages in this city, but I never found any in this neck of the woods. Maybe you should start looking for some. It would certainly help you in your investigation.
Have you talked to the police about your theory?
Yes, I have. But who listens to a homeless bum? Especially not one who outwits the inspector. That Inspector Skalnick is quite a unique individual.
Unique, huh? Is that Latin for asshole? Is there anything else you can tell me that might help me in my investigation?
I'm afraid not, Mr. MacPherson. Only that little theory of mine. I'm only a coachman trying to survive, and this little fellow helps me.
Speaking of which, may I have that ring back?
Dear me, of course.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
It's quite all right.
Besides, you might be able to provide some potentially useful intel on the city. And as creepy and suspicious as you are, you're not really any more of either of those things than Skalnick. Well, maybe a little more creepy. I suppose I'll be on my way then. Hey, Ida!
Gus?
Wait, how did you know he was here? Were you following us?
Ida, what are you doing here?
I found something that might help you.
Weren't you supposed to see the doctor? Ida, please don't do this.
Do what?
Help.
Why can't I help you?
Because it's dangerous. Don't you know there's a seriously deranged man roaming the streets preying on women?
Oh, I can handle myself.
I don't doubt that for a second, but I'd like to know that you're somewhere safe so I can concentrate on the case and not worry about you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what have you found out?
Oh, it's really good. I was asking a few questions of some of the women. Anyway, one of them admitted that she'd heard that one of the victims survived an attack and was hiding in the scrapyard.
That's great, but how reliable is the source?
I have to admit it's only a rumor, but isn't it worth taking a look?
Yes, it is.
Be careful.
I will. Stay off the streets, but first go see the doctor.
Yes, I will.
I'll see you later. And Ida,
Yes?
thanks for the info.
You're welcome, and I love you too.
Huh. Yeah, she was following us. What's back there where she just ran to? Can't be the doctor. Wow, we do have visions. Hold on. Where did Ida go? I mean, I guess she went down that street back there. Yeah, we're having visions of the murdered women's perspective. Was somebody drowned there? Oh god, drowning. Well, there's no way this could be the same guy who is currently in New York in the 90s or early 2000s. So the burned neighborhood is where that homeless man lives. It's his home, we could say. Home's where your heart is, or your stuff. The junkyard, huh? It might just be a rumor, but it's the best lead we've got. This isn't a junkyard at all. This is a much nicer part of town than where we just were. Still pretty deserted, though. So I want to take a look at this ring. Is there anything strange about it? Well, clearly it's surrounded by 4 studs. That isn't normal. Is there a message or something on the inside? Nah. Figured it'd be too good to be true. At least there's some pleasant birds and frogs around here. So... where do we go? Only place I see is our car.
What kind of a moron parks there?
Oh yeah, wait a minute. What am I saying? We don't have a car, we were walking. There's a cat. Is there nothing else here? I guess not. Why don't we just go around? Well, there's the junkyard, the park, the lingerie shop, the old chapel, the shore, and the burn neighborhood. Well, let's go back to the shore. Somebody's in there, huh? Hello, Melina. Or, I believe that's how you pronounce your name, Melina. Maybe Melina? Melina? Melina, I think. So, these old sewer over here. We have a pretty good idea of where the killer may have come from now, right? Out of that big sort of grate the corpse was in front of, this one. Oh, but he doesn't want to look at it? Really? Yeah, he really doesn't. That's great.
Freedom, cut to shreds by the merciless bars of a grate.
Hold on. We can go down this way.
An old lavatory. No one's used it since, well, from the looks of it, I'd say since the Romans.
Pretty old indeed, huh? Is there even anything to check out about it? Doesn't look like it. I'm gonna say no. Just another ruin. Real estate in this part of town is pretty worthless, I betcha. Though, I bet it used to be so nice, you know? That's urban decay for you. It's as if everything follows the law of entropy. Look, are we sure we can't go this way? I mean, in what sense is this even the junkyard? This is not a junkyard. Is the junkyard near here? Oh, here we go. Junkyard must be down this street.
I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, it's that guy. He's pretty darn unobservant, that's all I can say. I guess this is his car. I know that you were trying to walk on tiptoes so as not to make a noise that would draw his attention.
What kind of a moron parks there?
Well, now we know what kind of moron. But I have to say, your attempt to, not draw his attention, I think, really... Well, I mean, it worked, but you made as much noise tiptoeing as you do normally. Though I guess he was going a bit faster. And the important thing isn't so much that he not look silly, is that he not get seen.
Hey, Kubina, open up. We need to talk.
What do you want?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
About?
First off, I'd like to clear the air between us. I'm not after your girls. I'm just trying to find the killer, and that's all.
You expect me to believe that?
Yes, I do.
Well, I don't. Everyone wants something. Just stay out of my business, McPherson.
Yes, I do want something from you, but it's not your girls.
I'm listening.
Let's exchange favors. I'll do something for you so you can see I'm on the level with you. In return, all you have to do is tell that ape that's working for you to leave me alone.
Actually, there is something you could do for me, McPherson.
That is?
I thought so. The gorilla's brother is locked up, isn't he?
Yes. Roman is a good resource and is the girl's main protection. Without him, let's just say, if you can spring him out of jail, I'll tell the gorilla to leave you alone.
Why'd he get arrested?
It was some sort of incident with the police. He supposedly punched one, I heard.
So, we have a deal then?
Wait, not so fast. Why do you want Peter off your back?
I need to talk to the person he's protecting.
Ah, Vladana?
So she really exists?
Yes, she does. Spring Roman from jail and I will let you talk to her.
To be quite honest, I figured you'd be more difficult to convince.
McPherson, we both win if you get this killer off the streets. When you catch him, business will return to normal. Now go! You're wasting time.
Hey, see? Might be a bad guy, but at least in this one way I'd like to think we're both on the same side. So, Roman, huh? That's the guy who punched our friend with the big hands. Well, I bet Roman has some pretty big hands himself. So how much is it gonna... Well, hey, those are some green men, I think's what they call those kind of heads.
I never figured out what that was.
I'm pretty sure they're called green men, like I said. I'm surprised you don't know. You seem to be pretty interested in art. Art and culture. Strange that you're working as a private dick, then. Think that's what they call somebody like you. Oh, hey, there's our friend with the big hands. Let's take a look at the bulletin board, though. It's kind of curious what's even here. Not sure why we took that, and only that. Right in front of him, too. Oh, it's a newspaper article. So, this is about the heroic police constable rescues orphans from fire. Constable Kazimir Stasek to be awarded Police Merit Medal, Ludek Beranek. Is that the reporter? I mean, I guess so. Wait, is there even... No, that's it. So the extraordinary bravery of this local police constable saved the lives of 2 young orphans. Etc., etc. Hey. Good job. There's more to it, huh? With the fire brigade yet to arrive, Stasek was informed that 2 children, Slavomir Faktor and Milan Kurliak, both 7 years of age, remained unaccounted for. I have 2 fine sons, Constable Stasek reported. Any father would do the same. Constable Stasek found the boys huddled in their dormitory, trapped by flames wreathing the doorway. Wrapping the children in heavy blankets, he carried them to safety, sustaining burns to his hands and face in the process. The children sustained minor burns, and all 3 were treated for smoke inhalation. Stasek's superior, Police Captain Arnost Voboda, announced that the heroic constable would be awarded the Police Merit Medal in recognition of his exceptional bravery. The cause of the fire is yet to be established. Parts of this story... Oh, wait a minute. So this was the part of town that was burned down where we visited earlier, right? So there were some homeless boys, and the constable saved him. See, you need more cops like that guy. We also have this thing. Clearly something about it has, caught our eye.
One of my favorites. The Prisoner of Zenda.
Is that a novel? I haven't heard of it. But then I haven't heard of every
Hello
novel.
again, my friend.
Ah, Mr. McPherson. What brings you here this fine evening?
Well, I need a favor.
I thought so. What can I do to help?
It's about this Roman guy.
I need you to be on the level with me about the Shiner.
What do you mean?
Come on, Kaz. What really happened?
Why do you ask?
The man you arrested yesterday, is he the same man that protects Otakar's girls?
Yeah, he is.
I thought so. I need this man free, because I can get precious information on the case. Can you help me?
Yeah, I can help you. But I'd have to ask a favor in return.
I would have been insulted if you didn't ask. What can I do to help?
Well, it's sort of embarrassing.
You can trust me. It's about the black eye, isn't it?
Yeah. The night I arrested Roman, I noticed something missing. My medal was gone.
You have a medal?
Yeah, I got a medal for bravery. I saved some children from the fire that happened a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wait, that was you!
Attaboy. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, I noticed my medal was gone, so I went back to see Melina.
Why'd you go see her?
Well,
Never mind, I gotcha.
She stole it from me. I have no idea why. Maybe she needs the money, but I need that medal back. My wife is getting suspicious about it. It's my pride and joy, and saying I forgot it at the office just won't be good enough when I go home. Please, get it back for me. I love my wife and kids. I don't want to lose them over something so stupid.
Relax, my friend. I got you covered. I'll get that medal of yours. Just make sure that you can free Roman for me when I return.
Thank you, my friend.
I'll see you later.
You see, kinda pretty lousy of you to betray your wife that way, but yeah, we'll get the medal back for you. Don't worry. And the thing is that I don't think there's anything wrong with people not wanting to remain monogamous their whole life. You know? But you gotta have the consent of both parties. So, Melina was here, right? So she was. Now, she isn't the nicest person, but she's probably had a rough life. Still... Wait, huh? No, talk to her. What? Don't go in the park, silly.
Oh, you again. Stop wasting my time.
Wait a second, will you?
You are truly annoying.
I have information for you. It's about Roman. Interested?
What is it?
First of all, you're gonna have to give me the medal you stole from Stasek.
Why the hell would I want to do that?
So you admit it. You did steal his medal.
Yes, I did. That son of a bitch didn't pay me, so yeah, I stole his precious medal. Just because he's a cop, he can hump me and leave me without paying? Hell no, not me.
Okay, so what happened?
He came to see me when he finally realized that I had it. He started grabbing me and threatened to arrest me. Roman happened to be walking by and he broke up the commotion. He ordered me to go home, so I left.
Well, let me finish the story for you. He got arrested for punching Stasek in the face. Now Roman is in jail.
So, what do you want from me?
I need that medal. Stasek is willing to let Roman out if I get his medal back. Get it?
Of course I do.
Okay, listen, everybody wins here. Roman gets out, Stasek gets his medal back, and you...
And I get screwed for free.
Look, I'll pay you what he owes you, okay?
It's not the money. Here, just take the damn thing and get out of here.
It's a matter of principle for her, isn't it? It's how she retains some, personal dignity, I guess. Also, you're hanging out here now. You should probably not be on the streets these days.
Good evening, Melina.
Hello, Mr. McPherson.
Oh, Melina is how she pronounces her name.
I'm glad to see you're feeling better.
Thank you.
If you don't mind me saying so, I really don't think you should be working right now. It's too dangerous.
Well, I'm not working. I'm sort of keeping an eye on Melina. If she leaves with a weirdo, I'll follow them.
That's very kind of you. But how can you tell when a client is weird?
Trust me, I can tell.
Okay, well, I won't distract you any longer.
Ada's a very lucky woman.
Good evening, Miss Melina.
It's not the best position, I'd think, to get a good look at what Apollina is doing. Well, whatever, Melina. Well, we got the medal back, is the important thing. So the police office is here. Got your medal back. You know, I understand nobody is so morally perfect. None of these people are. But hey, man, you don't seem like a bad guy. And you did save some homeless kids' lives.
Here you are, my friend, as promised.
Ah, thank you.
How about your end of the deal?
I'll be right back.
You see, this wouldn't have happened if you'd just been civil and paid her.
Here you are, your new friend, Mr. McPherson.
Who are you?
Let's just say I know your boss. He's waiting for you at his shop. I'll meet you there later.
Well, thanks for springing me, mister.
You're welcome.
Wow. That guy is
that
tall.
concludes our agreement. Thanks a lot, Kaz.
You're welcome.
See you around, Kaz. You have a great mustache, by the way. These foggy streets. It almost reminds me of like the setting of a Sherlock Holmes story or something. That foggy late 19th century London. But this isn't London, this is Prague. I don't know which one's the older city. London is pretty old. It's named London after, a Roman fort that was there.
So, go tell your brother it's okay if McPherson goes to see her.
Okay, boss.
Well, McPherson, looks like you held up your end of our agreement. I'm sending Roman to talk to his brother, which will conclude my end of the deal.
Thank you for getting me out of there.
You're welcome.
I'll see you soon.
And now, I've just honored my part of the bargain. You may speak with Vladana any time.
I misjudged you, Kubina.
No, I don't think so. I have my reasons to protect this girl. Here, before you leave, this might come in handy.
What are they?
Thanks. You sure you're not a nice guy after all?
No, I'm not. Now get out of here.
Your voice reminds me a bit of Dr. Marcel. Maybe if he spoke in a nasally way instead of having that deep voice of his. So let's see. Which one of these again was the junkyard? This one? Yeah. I guess Roman might not be a bad guy. Thing is, anybody who's a professional, like, physical force guy for hire probably isn't too nice. But I suppose it's inevitable there'll be some of these types around.
Come here, my friend.
Okay.
Aw.
Please. Can't breathe.
Let go of him, Peter. You're hurting him. I wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Then just say thank you. Thank you.
Again, you're welcome, my very large friend.
Gustav, wait! I want to show you something. Stand here and don't cross this line here. Oh, no, not this again. He always does this with the new guys. So don't move, okay?
What's going on? Hey guys, I just want to talk to the girl.
He only likes raw meat. I gotcha!
Nice going, you big lugs. I have to say, by the way, I'm kind of amazed at those voices. Those two are unbelievable. Well, anyway, we gotta get rid of that dog somehow. If only we had a gun. Well, we can just throw a brick at it, or maybe distract it with some meat. Guess the first matter of business is, where exactly is this woman? Vladnilla, is that her name? Oh, or Vladana, that was the name. So we're kind of stuck up here for the moment. Or hold on, what's this? Huh? What a weird looking device. Oh, it's a lock-picking kit. Yeah, it's not going to help us with this. Okay, so I guess what we're gonna have to do is, oh hey, look at this thing. So that's how it's supposed to be arranged. Now, I guess the real question is, what the heck does this thing do? Is it like the power source for whatever this controls? And if it is, why do we need to use whatever this thing is? I think that's a perfectly worthwhile question to ask. So it's a pretty easy arrangement of numbers to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, doesn't get much more basic than that. So what's this thing?
The crane seems to be locked.
Oh, is it a lock for the crane? Great. So what are we even going to do with the crane? Are we gonna swing it down and the hook will catch that dog by the collar? Somehow I doubt it. Alright, so move that there. Okay, so... we need to get 1 up to the top, and 6 down to the bottom. And also, we need to get 4 down to the bottom. Oh boy. I assume it's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Isn't going to be the easiest thing we've ever done, this. Well, first of all, we need to get, 4 and 6 both need to be on the bottom. So first, we'll bring 4 down. Next, we'll bring 1 up to the top. Next, we'll bring 6 in here. And we'll put 4 in here. 2 goes here, I think. And next, 6 goes to the bottom, 2 goes to the side, 4 goes to the bottom, 2 goes to the side, 4 goes in here. Well, the problem is, though, that 6... okay. So 6 goes here, 3 goes here, because we've got to get 6 out of the path of 3. And next, 3 goes in here, 3 goes in here, 4 goes to the bottom. Problem here now is that the numbers aren't in the right order, though, are they? So let's work on this again. We'll put 1 in the right position. It's in the right position. We'll put 3 in the right position. It's in the right position. And now 2 is in the right position. 2. But there are still these other numbers. Well, I think we've pretty much already completed this one. Wasn't that hard at all. Pretty impractical mechanism, though. It's probably intended as a security measure, like... you're only gonna know what to do with it if you're familiar with the protocol. It's probably like a way to do it in 5 moves or something. Okay, so now can we use this? What in the world? I'm not quite sure I understand. Is it a magnet? Oh, it is. Where's the dog, though? We could just squish it with one of these. But that's probably not what we're gonna do, is it? Maybe we need to make like a walkway. Okay, so hold on. What are the stack of 2 over here? Probably too heavy for the magnet to lift, right?
2 crates is just too heavy. I have to find a way to separate them.
Well, there you go. So, in that case, maybe we do need to create some sort of walkway. So, here's where we are now. So in that case, we can just move this over here and put it down. Next, we get the other one. Pick that up. And perhaps we move it over here so that it's on top. And then right here. Now we can get up close and maybe we can unchain them with our hands or something. Wow. Why did we have to move the crane back to where it was before? I'm not sure. It's a pretty powerful magnet though. I mean, it's some industrial grade stuff. Guess it makes sense though, since this is a scrapyard. Jump. Jump.
These crates are chained together. I'll need something stronger than my teeth to cut through this.
No kidding. What do we got? This couldn't work. This won't work either. Let's use it. Yeah, I didn't think so. Use this! No, I didn't think so. Well, great. Now what are we gonna do? We're stuck up here without any proper tools for the job. What we need is like a... Well, I could think of a lot of things that might get the job done that'll take a while. Maybe a file to sort of file through them, or some really strong shears or something like that. Bit of looking, you know. But hold on, here's something. With all this scrap here, figured it'd have to be something that might work. Hey! Bolt cutters. It'll take some serious strength of your fingers, though, to cut through the chains. I probably couldn't do it. Maybe if I practiced a lot. Or not practiced a lot. But you have to work at a lot is the point I'm trying to make here. Maybe he just has a much stronger grip than I do. But we're both kind of artsy types. Oh, hey, maybe they're just stronger tools than I expected. So, now that we have 4, I think we can get across to that train. Though I'm not sure why we need to get to the train car, but it's the only place I see to go. I sure wish that they hadn't pulled this stupid prank. I mean, you can't say they were ill-intentioned, but it was definitely unwise of them. I think they're pretty sincere, though. They're complete idiots, sure. They're like really, really stupid. But at the same time, they're also not really bad guys. Like, the purity of their emotion was kind of incredible. He goes from thinking we're a bad guy to like, hey, you got my brother out of jail? You're my best friend now. Give me a hug there, friend. I wish there were more people who were that open about their emotions. Well, maybe I don't. I tend to hate physical contact with other people. I'm known to literally recoil from the touch of others. And there we go. A trail of boxes. A box trail. Follow the box road. I think that's what Dorothy did. Was that movie made in this time? It depends. Is this in the 20s or the 30s? I'm gonna guess it's the 30s because everybody looks so poor. Though, to be fair, a lot of the world wasn't doing as well as the United States back in the 20s. Okay, you gonna jump? Yeah, you are. First that one. Now, go! Good job. You know, you miss once, you're pretty much screwed. That dog has teeth, you know? Our teeth just don't compare. So, at the very least, this looks like this could get us to the wall and a way out. Although it's a bit of a drop, huh?
Who's there?
I'm Gus McPherson, PI. You must be Vladana.
It is a little surreal to see it with my own eyes, but this is what Ross talked about in his Game Dungeon video, is this puzzle here. He really liked it, apparently, although I have to agree with him that I'm not quite comfortable with the tones of eroticism in Grandma's cookie recipe.